I'm blown. I'm fucking blown. You know what I'm saying? But look, guess what? I guess it's meant to be like this. So it's something that God wanted me to redo and stuff like that, because I thought my audio was good, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, we just gonna get straight into the motherfucking video. I wanted to play some music because honestly, I'm kind of blown and stuff like that. Maybe that's what God. Maybe God didn't want y'all to hear that hot fire track yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe God didn't want y'all to hear that hot fire track. But we finna start it over and stuff like that. So welcome in, welcome in. You know what I'm saying? Time out is Cito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius yet again. You're now drinking the wine of Zeus. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the Zeus cast. I'm pretty sure y'all know how it's going down here. You know what I'm saying? We all spiritual topics and things for the most part. We're here to change the world. We're here to get you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius and things. You know what I'm saying? And help you conduct yourself through these, skies and things. And the sky is just your heaven, your mind, and shit like that. As we create minds, and then really be our motherfucking reason to show that we inhale. You know what I'm saying? Or we gotta externalize ourselves. You know what I'm saying, to get seen or something like that. But our mind is one hell of a thing to waste. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we do. We waste our mind. You know what I'm saying? Not me, but you actually got to utilize that mind. You'll utilize your mind for the best motherfucking purpose and stuff like that. So god damn it, I just motherfucking man shit bitch ass fuck. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed. Fucking pissed. Fucking pissed. I don't like having to redo lives and shit because of fucking complications. I don't. But fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. But other than that, man, we gotta spot this mentally ill spirit. That's what the whole video is about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the fuck we gonna do. We gotta spot this mentally ill spirit and things, because being around a mentally ill spirit can leave you mentally ill. Okay? It can leave you mentally ill, and things. You will start developing a mental illness just by, kind of catering to a mentally ill spirit and things. It's just, and we can't be having that because it's just too much of a fucking circumstance in this world for the world too fucked up at this point. The world is too fucked up at this point. You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta come here and, as I gotta come here as Zeus and start throwing lightning bolts and shit like that, as at the motherfucking chakras and shit, you know what I'm saying, at the motherfucking humanity as Zeus, you know what I'm saying, to motherfucking start bringing y'all aware and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta create an event, and that's all a lightning bolt is, you know what I'm saying, an event where you become aware esoterically from a spiritual perspective and things, but yeah, so we're actually in here trying to spot the mentally ill spirit and things, because these motherfuckers is motherfucking is dangerous and things, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll start trying to copy and stuff like that, and then they want to be a part of shit, but because they don't know how to be a part of shit and things, a lot of times they expose their mental illness, you know what I'm saying, because they don't know how to help in a way that's kind of being asked for them. So they'll go somewhere and make up their own version of how to help you, when you may have a very simple way of being helped, which is just like human interaction and shit like that, and very common sense types of things and shit. But if you never but they totally disregard that, so you will have to start like question like where are they at in the spirit world, you know what I'm saying? Then you'll start seeing, oh, they're in the mentally ill space, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times these mentally ill spirits, they like to project onto other spirits about, in other ways and shit like that, instead of, they're just rebellious at the end of the day, and they're totally rebellious and totally, opposite from coming up with logic and logic and rationality of how to be fucking individual. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't allow yourself to be an individual in things, a lot of times you may depend on a mental crutch and support a mental crutch. And then when you support mental crutches, you know what I'm saying? This is when you may develop frustration and start hating yourself because, internal, you're not knowing what's going on the external, but internally, you know what I'm saying? You're neglecting your own thought and your own feeling about shit. And so, because you may be in survival mode, you may start to support a crutch where it's like that crutch and thing. It may help you get your bills paid. It may help you, you know what I'm saying, feel safe and things. It may help you do this, that, and the third of how to feel comfortable with other people, but it ain't never necessarily fulfilling with you and things. And when you support that crutch and things, you on a mental crutch and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You're not really supporting your thought to the full maximum potential and things. So you're gonna keep supporting that mental crutch and things, and then your thought is just gonna get sick and die out and stuff like that. And that's when you're in the wrong standard in the universe and shit like that. And you will develop mentally ill. You'll become mental ill in the spirit world, and then that'll manifest into the 1, 2, and third dimensions as your blood flow and your actions and shit like that. And you will start actually manifesting them illness and things. So you know what I'm saying? If you're a real spirit and stuff like that, you know how to reverse. You know what I'm saying? You may have come here and developed a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, but you know how to create your own way to see about it. And mentally ill people, they don't really know how to do that, you know what I'm saying, before it gets to the physical. So even if a person is here that's already into that, they was into these natures before they came here, you know what I'm saying, as spirits and got birthed out with like, certain birth defects and stuff like that, because the mind, you know what I'm saying, the internal is a reflection of the external and shit like that. So bless all their hearts. But you know what I'm saying, they may be in a situation where they have manifested that, and they may claim to you as a situation to understand. So for you to understand, okay, what is it like to be in that space and things, and now we can see, and but everybody here for their own specific learning process. Ain't nobody better than the next person. So you know what I'm saying. But mentally ill spirits and things, they develop shit from ego and shit like that. So that's the thing with when you doing shit for ego and shit like that, it develops into other situations of extreme mental illness and stuff like that, because you be worshiping and worshiping some other situation and circumstance, but you may hate doing that low key. You know what I'm saying? You may be worshiping this situation, but you don't really want to be like that. You don't really want it to. You really don't want it to be like that, or you don't really want to have that obligation or things. You know what I'm saying? You would rather be individual. You would rather be solo. You would rather be on your own path and shit like that. And then we get into the knowledge of the fall season. So shout out to Uriel and things for teaching us the knowledge of the fall and putting us in the circumstances and things where we can know how to pinpoint these things and shed, you know what I'm saying, to become individuals and transform as well. You know what I'm saying? But, but yeah, so it takes a lot of shadow work to understand, your space. But like I said, if you and a lot of mentally ill people, they go to war and stuff, and they be worshiping shit. So you know what I'm saying? What is war? You'll create a worship. So anytime you create a worship or worshiping, you know what I'm saying, you're creating a way to make sense of something emotionally. And a worship is something that you utilize as a worship, and you protect that space of that emotional field that you're in the esoteric realm. That would be like your emotional space or state of being, or your piece of the water that you own and things that you're willing to protect and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all worship, dumb gods and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And gods that don't do that. Do negative type of shit. You know what I'm saying? well, y'all worship gods that do all the negative type of shit. That's what I meant to say. But when you in a space where you light as a spirit and things, and you don't limit yourself to these certain thoughts and circumstances and stuff like that, you will be able to affect the world, even if you just like a person um, that don't got as much of a following and stuff like that, or don't, you know what I'm saying, but your impact can be influential because the thought and the idea that you're creating is more lighter and lighter in weight, and it's more able to expand when it get out of your space and stuff from your internal chakras that you created, because 99% of the world may be lost into one thought or one type of thought process or thought form and stuff like that, and they shit may be heavier to like move around in a spiritual space. And that's when the person that have the lighter thought, and that's why it'd be like 1% that run the world or something like that, because they're not, the thoughts and feelings that they're creating aren't as in a box or encapsulated, so they're like way more open to like, thoughts beyond, what the fuck that y'all little circumference that they keep y'all in, the spirits and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So like even with Blueface copying and Zeus Network copying me, I thought fried they ass in a video and stuff like that. I'm the Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? I went on there and talked shit about them, and I'm the Aquarius and stuff like that. Next thing you know, they got motherfucking and I've been, talking about marriage and relationships, not even in an aspect that they're talking about, but real esoteric marriage where you combine your thoughts and your feelings and they work for each other and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And now they getting married. So that's how you affect the world on a broader scale, because you're not like limited into how things, and then you start developing more thoughts of how to be in that space and maintain that space if you're a real spirit. But if you ain't got no business in that, you know what I'm saying, you can't really copy no real spirit and not even try to support or give them credit where it's due, then take some for yourself without developing a mental illness and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, because that you on hater time and stuff. But yeah, let's get into this fucking video. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they copying me and stuff, and with the Krishan Rock and shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been on their ass. Ain't nobody did so that that lets you know how you affect people. Somebody either watching them, and when you're a big spirit and stuff like that in the spirit realm and shit, when people can see you, they may not even understand, but they're gonna get ideas of like, man, this is some shit that we need to do and shit like that. They may not know how you affecting them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that shit ain't explainable. So that's how real spirits do. They just change shit and make the world look better. So, yeah, shout out to It's Mars B. Pay homage. Pay homage. You gotta pay homage to the spirits to pay homage. But yeah, let's get into it. Spotting mentally ill spirits. Okay, a mentally ill spirit can't support their own thoughts and ideas about something. Okay, they can make up some thoughts and ideas, but when you bring those to the forefront, they can't support them. So yeah, they got real good thoughts and ideas in the closet, real good thoughts and ideas in the room, real good thoughts and ideas, behind the scenes and stuff like that. So that all come out. It all come out one day, and then when you actually confront it and bring it to them and stuff like that, if you even want to, if it's even worth confronting it, you know what I'm saying? Because the real spirit don't even like doing that. You know what I'm saying? We just come and change the actual world and let spirits holler on the side. But when yeah, so you can't let me get back to my shit. They can make up thoughts and ideas, but when you bring those to the forefront, they can't ever support them. You know what I'm saying? So it don't be no support for them things. They can never hold a conversation, so they might start running from conversations. they might start wanting to be what is it, escapism. So they might like try to self-sabotage or whatever y'all talking about and just make you feel bad and try to manipulate you to feelings without actually getting to the matter at hand of what is the logic of what you're saying and how can you actually support that what you're saying and give me context and stuff like that. So that's the first thing you need to know about a mentally ill spirit. They are not going to be able to support their context about what they're talking about. Okay, so they got good ideas and thoughts though, good imaginations, good delusions. You know what I'm saying? But they can't never support it. They can't never support it. All right. A mentally ill person spirit likes to project that others are thinking about their own situation and personal circumstance, like the mentally ill person is making up, aka thinking about their own shit that way. So that's the first thing. So that's what a mentally ill person like to do. So they like to project that others are thinking about their own circumstances and personal situations, like the mentally ill person is making up, aka that's how they think about their shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing you need to know as far as spotting a fucking mentally ill spirit. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't towards like when I deal with the energies and shit like that, we calling out spirits, and spirits is your spaces. So we all space within space. So a lot of y'all, like I said, worship certain spaces and y'all go to them spaces and things. But as Zeus, I gotta teach the knowledge, as how it is. And the spirit ain't shit. The spirit ain't nothing. So I come in God's spirits and be like, why the fuck you into something and stuff like that. But a lot of times, depending on how we gotta go about that, a lot of times we get in trouble in things, and that's why we don't be shit. But your spirit ain't nothing. So if you holding up onto an ego, you need to watch my video about ego. If you holding up to an ego a way you want to be seen and stuff like that, and not doing no actual shadow work, then this is how you can get trapped and keep coming into reincarnation, and where you never incarnate into your new form that you're supposed to be when you leave this motherfucker and things. And you don't think you is, then why you not in the situation you want to be? So a mentally ill person or spirit likes to project. Let me know this is a spirit. The spirit, you know what I'm saying? We ain't getting to the people yet, but we're gonna deal with the energy first. So a mentally ill spirit likes to project that others are thinking about their own personal circumstances and situations, like the mentally ill person is making up, aka that's how they think about their own shit. But they're really just self-reflecting how they would think about being in that situation that you're in. Okay? And they go to the extreme with that shit. You know what I'm saying? They like to do that shit. So they like to do that shit. They like that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit like a treat. That's what they like to do. Okay? And you can be in a very similar circumstance as them as far as the external. So you can deal with similar people, places, things, even fucking body features and textures. And shit like that. But they'll talk about your situation and come up with ideas as if you're thinking about those things the same way as they would about it, which is basically showing their mental illness. Okay, so that's how they show their mental illness. They come up with thoughts and ideas of this, how you think about the situation and stuff like that. Based upon y'all sharing external circumstances and situations. But in that process, they end up exposing something that show they mental illness and where they mentally ill at. Now, let's keep going, okay? Now, your mental deals with your mentality, okay? And we build our mentality, and your mentality deals with your mental deals with your mentality. And we build our mentality by the many thoughts and ideas we create to represent what space or state of awareness or our state of awareness, which turns into our vibe and emotions about things. So, we always externalizing what's on the internal and stuff like that. So depending on what you externalize and things, that's going to create your character. And the more you keep doing that and things, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? What you pay attention to is what you give your energy to. So you only can show yourself at the end of the motherfucking day. So, now your mental deals with your mentality, and we build our mentality by the many thoughts and the many ideas that we express, we create to represent what space we are in internally. That represents our state of awareness, which turns into our vibe and emotions about things. And the better you know how to represent your state of awareness, this can become your character, where you can be seen and become successful in that state. So, you know what I'm saying? The better you know how to represent your character and stuff like that, you can be seen as something new. So you don't necessarily got to represent no bullshit and stuff like that. That's why I said you always take your thoughts and things and put them in a different person or something like that, esoterically, like have that imagination, and see if that thought leads to a certain type of success. See if that character leads to a certain success logically. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of mentally ill people don't even think like this. They don't even think like this. Yeah. Okay. Now your mental deals with your mentality. Okay. I already said that. So this is why we got people that make it out of similar circumstances, but others don't because of their mind, and they'll get picked. So this is like a representation of God fucking with them, like I said earlier, as far as just having a lighter space and a lighter being. They got more awarenesses, they got more abilities and things, you know what I'm saying? So their mind, they'll get picked faster by God. You know what I'm saying? Now, God is not a person, but this is a little allegory and stuff like that. You always got to pick yourself to represent all possibilities way quicker than the mentally ill spirit. So this is how somebody can bring something totally new here and stuff like that. And they'll get actually picked. You know what I'm saying? They'll pick themselves, you know what I'm saying, by, utilizing their own thought and feeling and creating their own character and shit like that, and remaining hard about that, whether, it's, and that's how actually change happens in this world. And this what the mentally ill person failed to realize. Okay, you only feel like you don't. Hold on, I want to go back. Let me go back. So I hope y'all following that. So I hope y'all following that. Now, a mentally ill spirit likes to project that others are thinking about their own personal circumstances and situations like the mentally ill person is making up, aka thinking about their own shit that way. Now, why do I say that? Now they got to have a mental crutch. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a mental crutch. So this is like a person that can't think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They got to think. They only got to think with a mental crutch. No, I can't think that thought. You know what I'm saying? No, I can't. You know what I'm saying? So I got to support this thought, but they'll neglect their own thought about shit. You know what I'm saying? And go so far as to projecting that you think about this way because you may share similar circumstances, you may share similar situations, you may share certain backgrounds, you may share certain blood, like family and stuff like that, you may share certain friend groups or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll project that others are thinking about their own personal circumstances and situations like they are and stuff like that. But that's really just self-reflecting, showing how they would think about that being in your situation and stuff. So this is how they expose themselves as, oh, no, I can't be an individual. Oh, no, I can't be. And they justify that shit too. Oh, no, I can't think like that. Oh, no, I can't do. They justify that shit too. So it's wicked. It's wicked. It's witchcraft. Work. Shout out to Ismars B. Yeah, that's the work. Putting in that work. Okay. So, yeah. So they really just self-reflecting. They really self-reflecting how they would think about being in your situation. So they showing all the gods that they worship. They showing that they don't. They showing that they just expose. They showing. So that's what they doing. Self-reflecting, showing how they would think about being in that situation you're in. And you can be in a very similar circumstance situation as them, as far as dealing with people, places and things, but they'll talk about your situation and come up with ideas as if you're thinking about those things the same way as they would think about it, which is basically them showing their mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dreamer Terror. Now your mental deals with your mentality, and we build our mentality by the many thoughts and ideas we create to represent what space we are as a spirit. Okay, and this represents our state of awareness, which turns into your vibes and emotions. So y'all know spirituals, spirits that create mental illness, they states of awareness ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So they be somewhere really lazy minded. They're not really listening to no game because, you know, whatever vibe you're in, that's what you're going to express and things. So you ain't been expressing no godly natures. You may express only victimized natures. So your state of awareness ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't shit. You know, so that will may put you in that circumstances, that motherfucker situation, you know. So you want to always do your internal shadow work and stuff like that. And your shadow is what you develop and accumulate as a spirit based upon you going through your circumstances and situation, externalizing your light. And your light is the information, and light creates what? Shadows, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so yeah, and the better you know how to represent your state of awareness, this is how you can become your character, where you can be seen and become successful of that state. So this is like how people in y'all neighborhoods or people with the same background and things, they might not have the same beliefs or any things, but or the same ways of seeing and viewing and things, but whatever state they gonna represent, they can get seen for it, and they can be a fucking light of how to change. We see that shit all the time with like celebrities and stuff like that, having to change from their families and having to think better and having to have healthy mindsets and all that type of shit. You know, so that's where we get that, yeah, you know. But this is why we got people that make it out of similar circumstances, but others don't because of their mind, and they'll get picked faster by God to represent all possibilities. And God, like I said, y'all already know I was talking about that. God ain't, it ain't like no thing that's gonna pick you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be that thing. You said I thought the dark created the light. They one and the same type shit. You know what I'm saying? So but you is right. The dark in the spiritual realm, where we come from, is nothing, and we accumulate that and stuff like that, and then it creates this a false light. But this light creates a shadow, but it's just a reflection of what we do. You know what I'm saying? Anytime where we externalize ourselves and things, you ain't knowing yourself. You wouldn't even know you existed until you created light. You know what I'm saying? To represent yourself as a spirit. So you wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? So they one and the same, basically. You know? But yeah. So a mentally ill person can only reflect that they're sick of their own ideas and shit like that. By that way, they're sick of their own ideas and thoughts by projecting how they think you're thinking about something going on in your life, or self-victimizing themselves against you, like you're attacking them or something. And this is why they need to be left alone by you, because you're intruding. Okay. And this is what the mentally ill person failed to realize. You only feel like you don't got no space of your own because your mental thoughts is weak, and you might use them in a victimizing way, thinking you're strong. Okay. But whatever you put out is a reflection of your internal space. So if you push some weak thoughts that a person ain't thinking for themselves, a person only going to develop thoughts and feelings like this is how you think about the situation. And now you just leave yourself to be open to develop more vulnerabilities, more insecurities, and more judgment. Okay. So instead of using religious tactics, because this is where this came from, aka manipulating others into feeling how you feel, you need to get and learn about, you know, learn from people. You know what I'm saying? You need to do more shadow work and be real with yourself and learn about, you know, how to, what you may be doing. Okay. Um, so instead of using religious tactics, manipulating others into feeling how you feel, okay, you need to get spiritual and learn from these people with strong thoughts and ideas and how they develop them, because that's a strong spirit that's not supporting no mental crutch. Okay, that's a strong spirit that's not supporting no mental crutch. Because mental crutches, like shadows, versions of religions, politics, business, and education, and ways of entertaining, only leads to you doing things inside their template and judging because they taught you that that's the only standard of success. Okay. And we see these standards ain't shit because we got rich celebrities that aren't happy, or less intelligent people that a person can be considered broke and change the whole thing and redo the whole system and stuff like that. So it ain't really about no standard. So this can only lead to things like hating on anything that ain't got this shit to do with what you're familiar with. And that's, like I said, that's religion. Religion taught you. Okay. And every day y'all show that God, whatever God y'all worshiping, that created that concept because y'all need it, that y'all need it. And this is why you as a spirit have no form of peace, because you willingly give your own ability to think and to communicate to that God, and you allow real spirits to see you're hoping for a savior instead of starting with your mental illness and creating healthy thoughts so you can get off your mental crutch and start flying again. That makes sense? That makes sense. I feel like I said a lot. I feel like I said a lot, but I felt like that was a mouthful, you know. But so yeah, so that's the only thing a mentally ill person can do. You know what I'm saying? They can only put their thoughts on you and stuff like that, and that's how you spot them. And you be like, they gonna start putting their thoughts off on you and projecting their thoughts out on you, but really that's how they think about that situation. So then once you see how they think about the situation, you're gonna see all the shit that they manifesting, why they manifested, why it ain't working out, why they ain't, you know what I'm saying? But they not understanding that that's how they're creating the vulnerability for to not have no space to do shit because they're self-victimizing and stuff like that. So they doing witchcraft on themselves. You know what I'm saying? But at some point you start to develop thoughts like spirits like that shit. And that's when you become a demon. So that's how you spot a mentally ill spirit. You know, self-reflecting. You know, that's all they can do. Only put their thoughts off on you, like that's how you think about that situation and thing and stuff. But really, they don't have no other way to think about it. So it may come off as them like trying to participate or trying to, you know what I'm saying, involve themselves in things, but they be wanting to involve in things, but since they got pride issues and don't want to let go of their ego, you know what I'm saying, it only develops into like hating and things, and they gotta hate on you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It only develops in things like, you know, that's the only way they know how to participate because they was taught that by the shadows and stuff like that, and that by humans and stuff. So they think they're human. You know, they ain't got no spirituality because they wouldn't be thinking like that. So they only can self-victimize, make you feel like, try to make you feel like they feel emotional manipulation and things, and really not understand that this is a mental illness because the way that your mental is working. And remember, your mental, that's deal with your masculine energies, your ideas, your thoughts. So your ideas and your thoughts only go so far as, you know what I'm saying, you not being able to think for how you want to think about that situation. And you was um trying to you know you was trying to you wasn't supporting that thought. I'm trying to digest, I'm trying to be a better king. Yeah, man. I mean, everybody trying and stuff like that. And that's why I said, shit, I'm here too. I'm this for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's for all of us to get out of that. But we can't be dealing with certain people like that. You keep them motherfuckers at bay and things of that nature. And so you want to know, and today motherfucking can show you that they not trying to be in the mental illness. You know what I'm saying? They mental not ill. Ill is sick. You know what I'm saying? So that means you got sick thoughts. Your thoughts ain't healthy enough. You need to go to the esoteric grocery store and things and put some motherfucking or do some spiritual push-ups. Do go to the esoteric Planet Fitness, like Flight Boss say. You know, but we ain't never gonna get done if we just dealing with people, messing with people that's mentally ill and stuff. We ain't never gonna get nothing done. You know, messing with spirits that's mentally ill, we ain't never gonna get shit done. All we gonna get done is frustration and things, because it ain't no matter what you can have the platform and things and tell them what to do, but they gonna find a way to. They only way to try to be you is like copying. So even like Blueface and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? He happy-go-lucky. He think he hard and stuff like that because he got the best moves in the game, man. Zeus Network and shit. They put y'all on that because I talked about that shit like that. That's why you came up with that idea to think that was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm the real Zeus Network. I'm Cito. I'm Ganymede, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm the real Aquarius and things. So we talk about real marriage over here and stuff like that. They got that from me because I was trashing out marriage online and shit. But but they only can copy, and then they gonna only do it in a way that is limited and things. So y'all only can do marriage in that way to look good. But that shit don't even work no more. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't work. Don't even get that happen. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them. I ain't wishing nothing bad on their relationship and things, but you getting used as a psyop for a real Zeus right now. For real, the Aquarius, the water bearer. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So they try to do the Aquarius, Ganymede, and Zeus spell, but nobody can do that shit better than me. I already did it. I'm already talking with the stars. I'm already the water bearer. I'm already the information bearer. You know what I'm saying? I already talk about the immoralities of the world and things from one of the highest perspectives of Zeus. So I be with the real stars and stuff like that and Mars and talking about the immoralities and things. I'm Capricorn rising. 18 degrees Capricorn. To be exact. You know what I'm saying? That's where Mount Olympus is. That's where the eagle of Zeus is at. And things, But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Mental crutch. You know what I'm saying? Mental crutch. So, yeah. So they about to come out with another show or something like that. They were suggested to do that. But yeah, back on these mentally ill ass spirits. So let's go through it one more time. So like I said, a mentally ill spirit cannot support their own thoughts and ideas about something. They can't. They can make up some thoughts and ideas, but when you actually try to bring that to the fire, bring that into real life and things, They only can avoid the conversation. They only can run away. They only can cause an argument. They only can strike out and things. And you ain't never gonna get nothing done with that spirit for real and things. That spirit, only way they can feel valuable is arguing with you and something like that. You know what I'm saying? And making you, try to make you stress and put that shit on you in your day. You know what I'm saying? So but they cannot support their own thoughts and ideas about something. They can make up some thoughts and ideas, but when you bring those to the forefront, they aren't substantial. A mentally ill spirit likes to project their own, that others are thinking about their own personal circumstances and situations like the mentally ill person is making up, aka thinking that's how they think about that shit. So they you'll be like, where the fuck is this motherfucker developing these thoughts from about me? I don't, you don't know me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know? But they're really just self-reflecting, showing how they would think about being in that situation you're in. Okay? All right. And you can be in a very similar circumstance as them, far as the people, the places, the things, external, the body language, the location. You can be in a very similar place as them. Okay, dealing with similar people, places, and things, but they'll talk about your situation and come up with ideas as if you're thinking about those things the same way as they would, which is basically showing their mental illness. Okay. Now, your mental illness deals with your mentality, and we build our mentality by the many thoughts and ideas we create to represent what space we are in internally. Right? That represents our state of awareness. Okay. So you gotta understand what are you even putting out? Something. What are you putting out? Okay, that represents your vibe. You know what I'm saying? That represents, you ain't gonna express nothing if you don't feel it. You know, so regardless, I don't care if you express something negative or positive. That's something you feel. So it can become you can express something negative or something like that. But if you feel it good, I mean, it may go out positive. You know what I'm saying? And you can express something positive and it can go out, but you still felt that. You know what I'm saying? You know, or vice versa. So the better you know how to represent your state of awareness, this can become your character, where you can be seen and become successful in that state. Okay? So if you ain't successful in that state, you know, you're not going to have no consistency in that state. You're not going to be able to keep showing up in that state. You're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shorty POP. You know what I'm saying? She held it down. She about to get out of jail and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta hold it down. If you ain't gonna be able to hold that state stuff down, you can't support the thought. Okay, so that's what a mentally ill person can't do. They can't support their thoughts and stuff like that. And this is why we got people that make it out of circumstances, but others don't because of their mind. You know what I'm saying? AKA, this is a representation of being God's child, to represent all possibilities way quicker than a mentally ill spirit. Okay, so that's when you say, oh, God, like, I want to choose this person because this person ain't subjective to all the objectives. You know what I'm saying? They ain't objective to, you got to make the objective subjective. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the internal outternal. That's the word. External, my bad. Yeah. So, so this is why we got those representations. So a mentally ill person can only reflect to you that they're sick of their own ideas and thoughts. And that's what you're going to come up to, because it's like self-hate. They just sick. I got to think like this. I got to think. Bitch, ain't nobody tell you to think like that, nigga. Ho. Ain't nobody tell you think I got to think like this. Who the fuck is making you think like that? You know what I'm saying? So slavery was a choice. So a mentally ill person can only reflect to you that they're sick of their own thoughts and ideas by projecting how they think you're thinking about something going on in your life, or self-victimizing themselves against you, like you're attacking them or something. And this is why they need to be left alone by you, because you're intruding. So they need you to leave them alone and stuff like that, because I don't know why, but that's what they need you to do. They need you to leave them alone or something, because you the ops. You know what I'm saying? You the ops. You reminding them of something and stuff like that. You the ops. But yeah. So a mentally ill person can only reflect to you that they're sick of their own ideas and thoughts by projecting how they think you're thinking about something going on in your life and stuff. So they may throw shit on you and stuff like that. It really is just another projection of what they're going on. They got going on. They got going on. So they projecting how they think you're thinking about something going on in your life or whatever. Self-reflection, or self-victimizing themselves against you, like you're attacking them or something, and this is why they need to be left alone by you because you're intruding. Okay, and this is what a mentally ill person failed to realize. You only feel like you don't got no space of your own because of your mental thoughts is weak. Okay, so you need to go to the thought esoteric planet fitness, and this is how you do that. You get around other spirits and test your logic and test how you think. Don't be running away from conversations. Don't be running away from important matters and things of that nature. Other than that, be disposable, bitch. And this is what a mentally ill person fails to realize. You only feel like you don't got no space of your own because your mental, aka your thoughts, are weak. You might use them in a victimizing way, thinking you're strong, but whatever you put out is a reflection of your internal space. So if you push out some weak thoughts that a person ain't thinking for themselves, a person only going to develop thoughts and feelings like this is how you think about those situations. And now you leave yourself to be open only to develop more vulnerabilities, insecurities, and more character judgment. Okay. So instead of using religious tactics, because this is where this comes from, you know what I'm saying? This is what they taught y'all, aka manipulating others into feeling how you feel, you need to go get spiritual. Okay. That's what we're doing. We're getting spiritual and learn from these people with, strong ideas, thoughts, characteristics, charismatic gifts, and how did they develop them? Because that's a strong spirit that's not supporting no mental crutch and things, and you can learn a couple things from that. Because versions of their mental crutches the shadows created, which is like religion, politics, business, education, and way of entertaining, only leads to you doing things inside their template and judging from a distance because they taught you that was the only way to succeed. So because you wasn't spending more time into your gifts and things, you didn't develop your own way to think and idealize and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you only can participate kind of hating and shit a little bit and judging and stuff like that, or whatever. And once a spirit don't validate that and things, this is when that spirit the worst thing ever, because they don't validate that, because they might not need you in that way. So they might need you in a different way, but a lot of spirits don't even want to do that, so they have missed the whole point, and they just keep showing their mental illness. Okay. And we see standards ain't shit. Because we got people that got all the money in the world, and they ain't shit. But you have a less a person with so-called less than that got more intelligence, they got more life fulfillment and things. People actually in real life want to be them, not just be a character that they getting shown up on TV and things. People actually intrigued in their mind. People actually love this person. People actually, want to care and give this person some grace, and be like, oh, people actually fuck with that person. People actually think that person cool. Instead of being like a celebrity that you only can utilize that character for that, because you ain't shit in your real life behind the scenes. So this can only lead to things like hating on anything that ain't got shit to do with what you're familiar with, which is another religious tactic. Okay, that's another religious tactic. You know what I'm saying? You want to get another religious tactic. Okay, let's talk about religion. Real legions, where y'all a legion of people that worship the same God. All y'all little battleships in one thing and stuff like that. But that's some shit that was created by them. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all fight for them emotions and shit like that. and y'all ships be going on one way. Yay, we finna go to heaven. We finna go to. All we gotta do is keep praying to God and stuff like that. And y'all fight for that space. No logic in that space, and then one spirit come be like, sink your battleship. Sink your battleship. You know what I'm saying? But y'all be thinking it'd be over there. But y'all grandmas then went over here. Y'all grandmas then went to that area. So y'all all fighting for the one same religion. Y'all grandma. So that could be like voting. That could be like anything with, you know what I'm saying? Anything that y'all fight for that's redundant, that don't work no more. That's y'all God. That's what y'all be worshiping. And y'all get over there and it be like reincarnation. I think y'all finna go to the Holy Land with the trees and God and things and stuff like that. But no, your grandma just came back as your little sister. And she guess what? Her voting system that she was praising ain't shit no more. You know what I'm saying? And ain't shit still. It still ain't work. None of this shit, none of the gods y'all was praising was really working. So you gotta come back. You gotta come back and start over and stuff. And then that's where you meet Zeus. You know what I'm saying? You meet people like Uriel. You know what I'm saying? You all the spirits and stuff like that be getting you in shape and form for this age. And but every day when we see standards ain't shit because we got celebrities rich, all right, yeah. So this can only lead to things like, hey, anything that ain't got shit to do with what you're familiar with. So you got to get the logic. You ain't got the idea or the thought, you know what I'm saying, the way to externalize, you're only going to be operating from your internal natures, and that's your feelings and things. So that only play out into manipulative purposes. But nobody ain't told you to start participating logically. Get into your logical mind. See what's going on logically. Okay? What's going on for real? Like, look at the signs and the times. That's the astrology, the Zeus. Look at the signs and the times. Use your logical brain, please. Y'all lose y'all logic for dumb shit. And look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Spirits don't even really like utilizing logic unless it's like necessary. Spirit just like being, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta utilize logic down here because other spirits then got ways to utilize it and then start to utilize it for their favor, and then it just turned out into, where we got reprobate land and stuff like that, wonton land. Okay, but. So this can only lead to things like, hey, anything that ain't got shit to do with what you're familiar with, which is taught by religion. And every day y'all do that, okay? And y'all show that God that created that concept that y'all needed. And it's not even like, this is a spirit for sure. But these be the spirits that create things like their politics. These be the things that create things like their educations and their entertainments. And, we talking about that. We talking about phone Masons now. We talking about phone and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it hit different when you rocking with Ceito world. You can be seeing all right things that's going on actually in your life. So this can only lead to things like hating on anything that ain't got shit to do with what you're familiar with. Because other than that, your only solution is, man, I gotta get in this business to be respected. Get cheated on. Man, I gotta get in this entertainment to be respected. Man, get scandal. I gotta get in this education to get respected. Become conscious community or a teacher that's underpaid. Man, I gotta get in this politics to get respected. Man, end up being Obama. You can't even really help your people. You know what I'm saying? So it's you into they shit. You know what I'm saying? That's their system and everything. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta develop new thoughts and everything. You gotta be a new man. You gotta be new man. And every day y'all show that God and that concept that y'all create that created that concept that y'all needed. And this is why you as a spirit have no form of peace, because you willingly give your own ability to think and communicate to that God, and you allow, so you willingly give up your own ability to think and communicate. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta go do this. Oh, I can't think like this because this bill is on my mind. Oh, I can't think like this because this struggle is on my mind. Man, God said, get that shit out of here. God don't fuck with that shit. Oh, I can't think like this because this, you know what I'm saying? Weak. That's how God look at it. And I ain't even gonna pan it to y'all. And every day y'all show that God, that y'all created that concept. This is why you as a spirit have no form of peace, because you willingly give your own ability to think and communicate to that God. Okay, and you allow real spirits to see that you're hoping for a savior instead of starting with your own mental illness and creating healthy thoughts so you can get off your mental crutch and start flying again. And that's what we really want spirits to do at the end of the day. That's what real spirits want real spirits to do. We want real spirits to fly. I think that's the nature of everyone. But the thing is, y'all got to know how to participate. So it ain't just no one overnight, oh, I'm spiritual. No, it's shadow work. You know, you got to go through some shit. You got to experience some shit, you know, to actually understand what the fuck is the processes of you involving yourself. And so you can involve yourself the right way, and you won't have to get blood on your hands from teaching and things. You know what I'm saying? Because you may get blood on your hands by, you know, indulging, you know, with others and stuff like that. You will be happy-go-lucky as a spirit, and shit, birds of a feather flock together. So we gotta get people in shape and form. We gotta create new men and women, you know, down here, you know, new thoughts and feelings and things, so that once we get into a godly nature of how things can be taught and manifested and materialized and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, it can be done from the right aspect where people not trying to get on God's land and act like some fucking heathens and shit like that. God will never let y'all in that motherfucking land. Trust me. Trust me. I know, bitch. I'm Zeus. So, you know, but once we be able to correct ourselves and things, you know, we'll be able to put ourselves in a position where we can start, you know, serving for God, because God trusts us with that energy that we about to put out and stuff like that. And then we can show God that, you know, we can create character that look like God, and God ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So why you limiting yourself? You know what I'm saying? As a spirit. And that's what the fuck gonna happen. And that's how the fuck this shit flow and go. So, you know what I'm saying? This is how you spot a mentally ill spirit. You know, and no strong spirits ain't finna allow that shit, but you know, no spirits that's trying to be strong that is gonna be listening to Zeus ain't finna be dealing with that shit either. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Ain't none of my children finna suffer, bitch, from no fucking mentally ill spirits and things. We gonna rock y'all to sleep and you know, we gonna rock y'all to sleep and use y'all shit like a bitch. Shit. So this is how to fucking spot a mentally ill spirit. And you've been drinking the wine Zeus. How did the glasses look? They're like really red, like on this thing. But these are my Daredevil glasses and shit like that when I want to. It's one of my other characters in the esoteric realm, esoteric lawyer, Calcito, the Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? The Air Devil. You know. So blind to the bullshit. Blind to the bullshit. Blind to the bullshit. You know. You know. I got my style too. Yeah, my staff, esoteric warrior staff. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you how I'm coming, B. Blood is blood, B. Blood in, blood out, B. You know what I'm saying? Stab a nigga with this quick. You know what I'm saying? Blood in, blood out, B. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mac Dane. But yeah. So this is how you spot and become aware of a mentally ill spirit. You know what I'm saying? Become aware of what they're expressing and things. Because then don't feed into that. Because you would think like what they're saying a lot of times that you gotta involve yourself with what they're saying because they may be saying very mentally ill things that they can't really support. But you'll be like, damn, just as a person that you care, you would be like, damn, man, why would you say some shit like that? I care about, I mean, you know, I care about you, you know, but they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking at it from like that. They're in the mental illness. So they trying to manipulate or like run from something that they need to be fixing on their own. And if they can utilize you as a crutch to why they can't do something on their own and shit like that, you're in a ride, my boy. You're in a ride with that. You know what I'm saying? It's mentally ill ass spirits and things. But yeah, Zeus I ain't dealing with no mentally ill spirit. I create beautiful spirits and things in the motherfucking esoteric realm. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you get around me, you're supposed to feel uplifted and supposed to feel like, you know, you can do anything, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not what they do on Zeus Network, you know what I'm saying? But this is their version of that where they showing y'all their God and things. And it's really they think this is y'all God and what y'all into and how y'all experience, because that's what Zeus is, just experience. So this is them showing like this is what y'all into as experiences and stuff. You know, y'all into no order, you know, hoes fighting hoes, you know, unsuccessful relationships until they copy me with the blue face shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we get, you know, it's whatever. We got everybody gotta figure out and stuff like that. But as long as the message get out and things, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers know where the message come from. Zeus Zeus Network and Satanic Facebook. You know, yeah, man, it is. Well, you know, but that's why we bring it in proper context and stuff like that. So it don't gotta be on that lower percentage level where you gotta be living that shit out, playing through their version of it. You know what I'm saying? You can get with Zeus. How I do it, we be with the stars and things, and then you can see all these motherfucking natures and the battles of the natures within you and stuff like that. And that's the real way to watch that shit and things. You know what I'm saying? Through the stars and how it's affecting you and stuff like that. And that's why I be the water bearer. You know what I'm saying? As the Aquarius trying to, you know, putting out the information and stuff like that. So, you know, y'all can understand what types of floods come in from the stars, and skies and shit like that. Teaching esoteric knowledge and shit like that, you know. So, you know, that's why we can be on a real percentage end and stuff. And then we can get back on that mountain liquors and things, which is an allegory of us having, you know, knowledge of the skies, the real way, you know. And the sky is just the mind and heavens. That's why you got the rock coming out, reasoning into the clouds and shit like that, because it's how we manifest it from our lighter shapes and forms and things of that nature. You know, that's how we crystallize and things, you know. But they got the world being backwards. They think this first, so they be trying to please their flesh and shit like that and things before they ever present themselves in a way that's more godlike. So it's just, I saw somebody say hell is the ultimate karmic purifier. That's true. motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And hell is just some shit that you keep doing over and over again. The thing, so it just become rapid like fire and shit like that. Just, I mean, God ain't no form, shape, and things. So I don't like to be in hell and things, and that's what this body is and things. So it's just a slower version of what we do spiritually with our mind, create thoughts and feelings, but manifest it in the physical as accumulated as an experience of expansion. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be a star and look at that shit like what you did. You know, and this gonna expire too and things, but you don't want to necessarily think what's going to expire and things, because that what you know, once you think you would expire and stuff like that, you get lost. So you got lost into the light. You know what I'm saying? You got lost into the external, and then somebody else taught you how to do that. You know. So, and Zeus ain't teach you how to do that. Zeus ain't teach you how to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got experiences. We got real experiences where you can expand those shit now. You know, and now we can understand how some real representation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Cashapp CeitoLLC. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Get y'all last thing.